Hello students, now we are going to discuss this question number 2, and let us now start. Now the following are the ways of finding n raised to the power n. Now the example which is given here is the value of n is 2 and m is 0. So the base is 2 and the power is 0, so the answer will come 1. Now the second example is the base is 2 and the power is 3. 2 power 3 is 8. And in the third example, the base is 2 and the power is minus 3. When the power is in minus 3, it is written 1 upon 2 power 3. So the answer will come 0.125. Okay. Now we will start making this program, and it is a recursive function program. So let us start. So the name of the class is PowerIs. So here you can see that the name of the class is PowerIs. Now here we have to declare the variables. So we have two variables, base, expn, the data type is int, and the third variable is p, and the data type is double. We have the three variable base to store the integer number as base, expn to store the an integer number as exponent or power, and p is double type to store base raised to the power expn. So here we have declared the variables in the class. Okay. Now we have in the member functions method, we have this PowerIs. This is a constructor to initialize data members with their default values. And what are the data members? Base, expn, and p. So you can see the value of base is initialized with 0, expn with 0, and p with 0.0. Okay. Now we'll have to write a function int power, int n, comma int m. Now this is the recursive function, and it will be made to find and return n raised to the power n using the recursive technique. So let us see now how this function will work. So I have already written the function here, int power, int n, and int m, and I have written that if the value of m is 0, that means if the value of power is 0, then this function should return 1, else this function should return n into power n comma m minus 1. Okay. Now to understand this recursive function, let us take two variables, the two values. Suppose the value of n is 2 and the value of m is 3. Now how this function will work, let us see. So the value of n is 2, m is 3. The value of m is not equal to 0, so else will get executed and it will return n into power n comma m minus 1, means 2 into power, and it will pass the value 2 comma m minus 1 is now 2. Okay, the value of m was 3, now 3 minus 1 is 2. Now again this function is being called with the value of n as 2 and m as 2. So the value of m is not equal to 0, else will get executed, and now it will return n into power n comma m minus 1, means n means 2 into power, now we'll pass n comma m minus 1 means 1. Okay. Now again the value of n is 2 and m is 1. So m is not equal 0, else will get executed. It will return 2 into power n comma m minus 1, means 2 into power n means 2, and the value of m was 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. Now again this function is being called with the values n as 2 and m as 0. Now the value of m is 0, so this function will return 1. So that means power 2 comma 0 is equal to 1. That means power 2 comma 1 is equal to 2 into 1, that is equal to 2. That means power 2 comma 2 is equal to 4. And power 2 comma 3 is equal to 8. 4 into 2, 8. So I hope you would have understood how this function was working. Now we'll have to write this function void find result. It is saying to accept base and expn and store base raised to the power expn in P by invoking the recursive functions. Okay. So in this, we'll have to first ask the value of base and expn from the user, and then we'll call this recursive function to calculate the power. See how it is done. Now I have written the name of the function void find results. Now I have used the scanner class object sc, and I have asked the user to enter the value of base. So the value of base is being recorded, stored in the variable base, BASE. And then I ask the user to enter the value of the exponent of power. Now the value of the power is being stored in the variable expn. Now we are having, like in the question, if you see, the power is 0 and positive, and here the power is negative. That means we are having two cases, when the power is equal to 0 or it is positive, and the second case is when the power is negative. So I have written that if the value of expn, that means the power, is greater than or equal to 0, then this function is called, power function is called, and base and expn are being passed. So the value of base will get copied in the variable n, and the value of expn will get copied in the variable m, and it will return the power, as just now I had explained you how this function was working. Okay. Now, so I have written that if the value of expn is greater than equal to 0, so simply call the function power, pass the value of base and expn, and the power will get stored in the variable p. But else means that the value of expn is less than 0. That means it is negative. So if it is negative, then the power will be calculated 1 upon. So I have written P is equal to 1 upon power, and I have passed base, and here I had multiplied expn with -1 because the value of expn was in minus, so I multiplied it with -1 so that it can become positive. Okay. Now we'll print the result. So we'll only print the power. So I have written system.out.println base raised to the power is P. And now we'll read the question further. Now it says, specify the class power is giving detail of the constructor and then these functions, and write a main function to create an object and call the functions to print the result. So see how it is done. Now I have written the scanner class here, and then I made the object of the class. So how to make the object of the class? First we'll have to write the name of the class, then name of the object of your choice, then new keyword, and then this is the constructor part. Now our constructor is default constructor, non-parameterized, so this bracket is empty. Then I called the function find results. That means this function, and when this function got executed, it asked for the value of base and asked for the value of the power, and it calculated it and stored in the variable p. Okay. Now this function power is being called here, so I am not calling it in main function. Then I called the function print result, and this line will get printed on the screen. And this line is what? This line is the calculation of the power. Okay. So now let us check the program. So we'll see these values only. So first the value of n is 2 and m is 0. So I'm closing this, and the value of base is 2 and the power is 0. So the answer is 1.0. See, the answer here is 1. Okay. Now if the value of n is 2 and m is 3, it should give answer 8. So let us check. The value of base is 2 and power is 3. So now you can see that the answer is 8. Okay. Now the third example. If the value of n is 2 and m is -3, then it should return 0.125. Let us check this also. The value of base is 2 and the value of power is -3, and now you can see that the answer is 0.125. So I hope you would have understood how this program is made, and this is a recursive program. It is using the recursive function power. This is the recursive function. So kindly watch the video 1 or 2 times to have an idea about how to make the programs. This is the program from the recursion chapter, and this is the question number 2 from your workbook. The name of the chapter is recursion and question number 2. This chapter consists of total 10 questions, and I would be posting the video for all those 10 programs, and it will get stored in my YouTube channel. I had made a separate playlist of class 12th. So you can find all the program videos there in sequence. Kindly go through the video 1 or 2 times so that you can have an idea about how to make further programs. Keep on practicing. If you have any problem, just give me a call or text me. Thank you.